Alright folks, my name is Jack Billing, CEO and founder of Shedknives, and today is a very special day. I'm getting the opportunity to set up my brand new Tormach 770M CNC machine in the Shedknives shop. As you can see, I'm outside, and in my opinion, I think it is a very beautiful day. It's kind of like a nice spring. Early morning. Man, the sun's coming in. It's very bright this morning. We've got some fog, cooler temps. I like it. It's a nice start to the day. So there's always something to be thankful for. I encourage you today, whatever time you're watching, morning, evening, nighttime, whatever it is, I encourage you to think about something you're thankful for today. And two things I'm thankful for: the nice weather and the ability and the opportunity to set up my new CNC machine. A few things you're going to see today in the video. Obviously, you're going to see part of the setup, and I say part of the setup because if I film every stage of it, it's going to be a very long video and it's going to take me several days to get this thing done. I want to get it done, or at least most of it done, today. My dad is here to help me out, so you will see him throughout the video, but I'll show different pieces, different parts of the assembly, and I'm going to bring you into the Shedknives shop for the final view before I bring in the massive box, which is known as the Tormach 770M. So I will see you in the shop. Alright, final view of the shop before the Tormach goes in. Had to redraw the chalk lines just to get a general look of the shop. I'm going to see how tall this thing is. It should get pretty close to the ceiling, so we'll see that. But when I record later on, when everything is done, this you should probably not be able to see to the other side unless there's a glass panel. But I've moved my kydex setup over here. I'm gonna have to see about that ceiling and how that's gonna work. I will eventually be moving this table. I think I might not be moving it, but we'll see. I know I want to get these knives done. I moved some of the blades that were over here, moved them on there. I got quite a few knives done that will be mailing out, so thank you very much for your support. If you want to pick up a knife, I still have quite a few left over here. You can go to shedknives.com and pick out your 2023 model, the last of the 2023 models. All right, moving down the shop a little bit. This setup is going to change once I figure out how to do my grinds with the CNC machine. So this thing will move, that will go with the kydex, and then my buffer and all that stuff stays down there. And then I'll have to find a place for that 2x48 and the trash can. One of these may stay there, but that is what I am working with. It is now time to get set up. Final view, let's check it out. Final view. And also, before we get started, this is my dad, Walt. So welcome to Shedknives. What are you excited for today?
Well, Jack, this is a big day for Shedknives. We're moving to the next level. We got a lot of heavy lifting. We have a lot of assembly to do. And this is going to take Shedknives to the next level. So I'm very excited to be part of this and to really watch the evolution of Shedknives and my son Jack here growing the business and bringing an incredible product to its customer.
That's right. Well, I appreciate that. Looking forward to it as well. And we have two final things. First off, what are you carrying today for your knife?
My EDC today is a Benchmade. This is the bailout with the Tonto blade, and I do have a custom lanyard on this. So this is my EDC for today.
Nice. Awesome. And then I have no other than the 2023 Shedknives Skewer. Got one of those, and yes, I did bring my folder today. Brought my zero tolerance. What's the number? They have numbers, not names. Let's see, 562 ZT. Very nice. Both in a crucible steel, by the way. And the last thing, what is your favorite knife?
Oh, it's got to be the. Whoa, this is a tough one. Okay. I'm gonna gravitate right back to shed knives, and I want to say that the Tuatara is probably my favorite knife because of the size, just the feel in the hand, and what I'm able to do with it while camping.
I agree. Shed Knives Tuatara, one of my favorites. Had to go with some of the smaller blades today because we're working with fine equipment. But it's time to get to set up. Let's get to it. Okay, folks, let me tell you what you are looking at right now. This is the 770M. Right now it's on the dolly. That's rated for 1,000 pounds. We have about 100 pounds to spare, so I will not touch it or it will drop. Then we have the 2-ton engine hoist, which is hoisting the 770M. And we just removed the part of the floor, somewhere over there, but remove part of the floor so we can roll this in, and once it's in the shop, then it can be lifted on. Now, I'm not sure how this thing is going to lift another like 2.5, 3 feet, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. In the meantime, let me bring you into the shop so you can see what's going on. As you can see, the level is on this base plate. I forget the exact name of this, but I've just been calling it the base plate, the stand, I guess is what you call it. So the stand has been leveled. There are 3 or 4 different components on each foot that have to be just fine, so this can be level, and it is very level. And then once again, engine hoist is here, halfway through the door. It's just wide enough where it can't go through the door. And for those of you at home watching who have not done any of this before, or maybe you have, imagine you are trying to set up a 770M Tormach CNC machine, but you have to bring everything through your bedroom door. That is probably the best comparison I can give, because this is the same door that most bedrooms have. So just imagine trying to build a machine, bring all of the equipment in through your bedroom door. Just imagine that. And we are working it right now. So there should be enough space on the back for this to stay, so we can give a little rooms for plugs, maintenance, but I also don't want it to come too far out where now I don't really have any space to work. That's what we're working with. Next step is to bring this machine in to the shop. Once it's in, I assume it's going to just be put it on the stand, get the 4 bolts in, and then move on to the case. We'll go from there. So that's what's happening now. On to the next step. Now that the 770M is installed, I believe the hardest part, or at least the most physical part of the job, is done. This took quite a bit of time and just a lot of adjusting with the engine hoist, but got it up. The ceiling has a few little marks, but I'm actually pretty impressed we got it done, because this is a very angled or steep ceiling, and thankfully got that in. Now the next step is to get everything kind of put away with chains and all that stuff, get it set to the side. I will check the instructions and move on to the next part, which really would be tightening the bolts, because we have these hex bolts in. Just time to tighten them. Anyways, this is coming together. I also had to adjust the base here, or my dad and I had to adjust the base because it was on the wrong side. My machine would have been facing that way instead of this way. So had to do that, realign everything. If you have one of these or something similar that you have to realign, be careful, my goodness. Also realign it once, not like 3 times. That's definitely helpful because it takes a lot of time. Anyways, here we are. I'm impressed. And let's get on with it. It is now 5:40 p.m. We started working at around 9:30 this morning, and we are at a standstill. I'll show you why. I have my cable. This is why we are at a standstill, because apparently the regular plugs in the wall are 115 volts, where we need 120. So when this thing is, when it's time to spin the spindle, it just shuts off. Now we went to Lowe's and I picked this up to put in the 20 amp plug back there, but if you can tell by the size, this is a 30 amp plug, not a 20. So we cannot do our testing and our trial phase here, but I did turn it on. I got it turned on, and I'll turn it on right now. Turn the main button on. There we go. That's the oil pump in the side, and then also the fan up top there. So then the computer, check this out. The computer is now going to get started on. This is actually the main part of the computer right there. Path Pilot is the Tormach operating system. So once this gets set up, let's see, takes a couple seconds. I mean, it's been sleeping for several days now. This is the first day we're getting it running. Alright, now oil pump is up to speed. This is Path Pilot. Pretty cool. Now at this point, turn this out, hit the reset button, goes blue, and then hit the reset there, and then boom, we are ready to go. So let's see, we can move the machine. This is neat. The last thing I want to show you guys is moving the machine. Here I have my computer display. I had some technical issues with the bumpers on here, so I had a little issue with that. But in the meantime, got that figured out, and now I can operate this thing. So I'm going to move this. Oh my goodness, here we go. Actually, here we go. Actually, we can work this on camera. Check this out. So I'm going to go to settings, limit off switches, status. I'm going to turn this off. So you push that in. Awesome. This is the emergency stop. Then I'm going to click reset, and there we go. Jog it off. Jogging, for all of you non-CNC people, which at one point I was not anywhere close to CNC stuff. I had no clue what jogging was. Jogging is basically just moving the machine like around. That's basically what it is. So I just figured out, let's see, how to move the machine. Nice. How to kind of bounce back. So there we go. These are the dimensions we have. This thing moves quite a bit, which is pretty cool. Then the next step is to get in here. There's a little latch. Gotta take this off. The next step is to get, there's like a column basically that goes in here, and so there's a lot of like technical work you have to do, a lot of methodical bits and pieces, washers, bolts, lubricant, all sorts of things in here, which will be the next time we're in the shop, because I still have to get all these videos ready, edited, posted. So when I get home tonight, that's what I'm going to be doing, and I need to give myself some time to do that. To sum all of that up, basically what we have left is the column, the big dish or the box around the CNC machine, and then just getting everything set up on the computer, getting everything ready to go, and then I can start milling. I got a 2x4 that they recommend to first do something on, like to put your initials or whatever you want. So pick that up today, and then this thing will be moving. So it is living, it is breathing, and it is almost ready to run. Anyways, my name is Jack Billings. I make knives, I run Shed Knives, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And if you're still watching and you have not hit the subscribe button, you gotta do that, because I post all sorts of knife content, and with new items entering the shop, there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to show off, and I want you to be there for it. So once again, my name's Jack, and I'll see you next time.